All right, let's see if this works. I'm not in the picture. I'm just literally right there. Okay. Hi. Oopsie. Hi, Rickie. Thank you. This is Rickie. Rickie is a Chinese crested. Dad was a hairless. I know. And, oh, Shih Tzu mix. Can you believe that? His mother was a Shih Tzu, and his dad was a hairless Chinese crested. But he's 13, and he's been really healthy, and his mother just loves him. But she can't handle the hair anymore. She's 70, and he's 13, so it's time to cut some of this off. And I wanted to show you how I can make that happen using the wide snap-on combs by MasterCut. And I probably should have got them out before I got started. They're in my sanitizer. Hang on one second. There it is. And there's that. I have a UV sanitizer right behind me, so my chair swivels and I get it out. Now I'm going to use the 15 MasterCut blades that came with my set. And it works incredibly well under the wide combs. I was really kind of concerned that it wasn't a 30 or a 40, but it works really well. Thank you. If I didn't know the dog so well, I wouldn't do that, but he's trying to get me to stop, and it's not going to happen. But at any rate, these are the wide snap-on combs by MasterCut. They are metal. They're very similar to the walls, but as you can see, they are designed for the wider comb, wider blades. And my blade just came out of the sanitizer, so it's a little wet, but you want to make sure the blade is off, the clipper is off before you seat your comb, and that your comb is seated properly, otherwise you can damage the teeth, just like with any other snap-on comb set. But anyway, Rickie, stop. Stop. You're being silly. The biggest thing with these is that they are such a time saver because they are so wide, and because they are so wide, there's less overlapping of cuts when you're clipping, so it works out beautifully. This is the longest one they have, which is a 3/4 inch, which is actually going to leave 1.5 inches of hair if you go with on most dogs, or maybe even more. The 3/4 inches, if you're going backwards, it will lift to 3/4 inch and cut at 3/4 of an inch. As you can see, 3/4 of an inch to the blade is what that measures. So if you're going with the lay of the hair, you're actually not going to cut that. It's going to cut further down. Best thing to do is to make sure the dog is completely calmed out, which I did before we started, I think. We're going to hope anyway. Rickie, you're going to have to stand up, buddy. And I just want to show you how they work. Now, I am also not going to necessarily touch his skin all over in order to do this. When I get down into the legs, I am going to float them off. Come on, Rick, stand up. But as you can see, I'm getting a beautiful finish. There are no lines, and again, I don't have as much overlapping because I'm cutting such a wide path. And I know he's not a big dog, and these were designed for bigger dogs, but I have found that on smaller dogs, they're saving me a ton of time as well. And this is a haircut that I would normally do with scissors. So you can see I'm saving a tremendous amount of time here. And so we have done, come on Rickie, stand up. He is old, he is kind of disgruntled. We have done this much work, this quickly, from this to that. We're going to do the same thing here. And I am floating down into the legs. And here I'm going to come straight down and then straight across. Rickie. underneath. Legs out and skim down. I'm not going to touch the leg, but I am going to skim down to cut off some weight. He's difficult to groom because he's getting old. On the legs, I'm going to skim. And on the back end, I'm going to cut in a little bit of angulation just because I feel like it. He doesn't really need it. Mom doesn't really care, but I like it. So, a little bit of angulation. Now the wide snap-on combs are available in several different brands. These happen to be the MasterCut brand, and MasterCut claims to be the original. They claim to be the ones who went to the factory and had them started. But I think everybody claims that they are the original one. They are the ones who got it started. All I know is these work, and I love what I have. A set of 4. Is it 4? Yes, a set of 4 and a blade's $105 through PetStoreDirect.com. I did not get paid for that. I bought the combs. I'm just telling you where I got them. I don't work for them. I have no benefits from them. I'm just telling you where I got the combs. There are other places you can get them. Fur Zone sells them. I believe somebody else sells them. But I know for a fact that they are available from at least 3 different companies. Now, cut off some of the space. Because it is just too long. We've been after his mom to let us do this for a while, and she finally agreed because she is having a hard time with his hair. He has beautifully straight Shih Tzu type hair, and then he has undercoat, which is weird. And his dad was a Chinese crested hairless, so where the hair came from in the first place is kind of a mystery. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not going to force him to stand up. I'm letting him do what he needs to do. If I can do it with him laying down, I'm going to do it. Like behind here, there's no reason for him to have to stand for me to get that right there. No reason at all. Come on, stand up. Now for his legs and his underside, it's important he does stand up. But again, I'm just using this sort of to skim the legs down because I'm going to leave them a little bit longer than his body. And that's my clipper work. Stand up. I can now take this 15, even though it's a wide blade, and get his belly. And I'm holding it out to the side because that's the way the natural hips go. Belly. And under here, I'm even going to use this to shape the back end a little bit. Now he comes every 2 weeks, so his pads are not necessarily a problem today. Just going to skim across them. He comes every other Saturday. So it's super fun when you get a dog you can maintain and you get to keep hair, but it's also not a problem when you have to cut them down due to age. You just have to be aware that it's coming and it may become necessary and educate the owner into that fact. I found a tiny little knot. It won't come out with my Utsumi. That's how little it is. There we go. That's what I was trying to get out. It was loose, it just didn't want to come. Now, stop, Rickie. Stop. Thank you. Because he is older, he does not like certain things being done. You just have to work around it. And I put the table at this angle, hoping you'd be able to see better. Or excuse me, the camera at this angle. It's working, I think. Anyway, I'm going to just chunker the legs a little bit. because he is going to be left long and sort of natural looking. I don't want to scissor a whole lot. I just want to make him look neater and more even. I know some of my groomers in the past have really been anal about making sure every hair was the same length, but the way my clients like this shaggy, soft, natural look, I'm not going to force that. We're just going to shape it up. And I am using a chunker that is not available anymore, so if you were to ask me where I could get one, I don't know. Because as far as I know, these are all there were. I had some made with my name on them that I was told were a closeout. I don't know if there's anybody who has any more like them. But they are a 18 tooth chunker, so just look for an 18 tooth 7-inch chunker. 7-inch? It's probably not 7, it's probably 6. But an 18-inch chunker is going to be the same regardless. You just want it to fit your hand well. And yes, I'm doing his feet with this because, again, I'm liking a softer, natural look. He has weird feet. He has Chinese crested style feet where they like to lay flat. They're very flat. It makes it harder to round them because of it. When I have a flat foot like that, I will lift it up off the table and give it the shape that I like. His feet are almost triangular in shape because of being a Chinese crested mix. And then up the back of the hock, of course. Get that off. The reason I like to take this tight through here is to get it off the ground, keep it from dragging stuff into their homes. Even though, if I'm not mistaken, he never goes outside to potty, even he has pee pads. She's always been worried somebody would steal her dogs. I don't know why. She lives in a good neighborhood. Uh-oh, let me grab that real quick. Let me see if I can grab that. A cut above. What kind of dog is it? Have we done it before? Okay, I've got room. Let's see, I've got room Thursday, Friday, or Saturday right now. All right, and what's your last name? And the dog's name? Gotcha, not a problem at all. I'll put you down and we'll see you before 10 o'clock on Thursday. Thank you, and bye. All right. Now, let's see if we can finish him. I'll get that appointment in the computer later. But in order to do legs, it's going to be easier to show you on this side. Rickie, settle. Again, first of all, you have to get all the mats out. Okay. I'm going to do it standing up. It might be easier. And I scissor down into the front of the legs, like that. And if you'll notice, I'm sort of pulling my scissor away. That allows it to sort of layer it and feather it more naturally for me. You're not supposed to take chunkers and go like up in here. That's not what these are for. Chunkers are a texturing shear. They're like a straight shear with texture. If you use them as such, you'll enjoy them a lot better. When you start to try to bulk them with them, they don't work well. All right, and then I'll hold the leg out and scissor it, just like that. Come down into the foot and bring it up. Shape the foot the way I want it and then come up into the leg as a result. And the reason I like to pick it up is so I can get it tighter down here just a little bit. And again, that's just to keep it from dragging stuff in. And then I will come down and fix anything that's out of whack. Now, he has a really bad habit of chewing his feet. So this foot doesn't have any hair on it. Right, turn around for me. Getting the tail out of the way is a trick. I usually just hold it that way with my hand. Come back in and shape up the rear a little bit more. Almost done. And then I will do hops here, like I did on the other foot. And then I'll look to see if they look the same or if there's anything I missed on the other leg. And I like to use my camera for that when the camera's rolling, because then I can see a little bit better. And there's hair right in there I need to catch. I couldn't see it when I was sitting down. I can see it when I stand up. It's one reason why I sometimes stand and sometimes sit when I'm grooming. It just depends on what I'm doing. I always like to stand back up and look at every dog though, because I find hair, just like I did inside his legs, that I wouldn't have found otherwise. All right, now, turn you around. And there you have it. We went from full coated to this in very little time. I can't see the timer on the camera right this second, but it hasn't been that long. And even under his face, where I took the snap-on, really just needs to be touched up. Everything else is the way she wants it and the way I wanted to do it. And it really got done incredibly fast. So those wide snap-ons and the wide blades are going to benefit you even on a smaller dog, because there's no overlap, or less overlap. I'm going to get one pass, not two, in order to get what I'm doing. So there's less overlap, which means less having to go behind and touch up less places. Rickie, you're not helping. I know, you almost never do. Again, he comes every 2 weeks. There's not a lot to do up here. Stand up one more time. One more time. And, uh-oh, old man. Here we are. All set. Say hi, Rickie. He says, I'd rather give you a kiss. You happy now? You gonna wag your tail? He's wagging his tail. I don't think you can see it, but there he goes. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. All set? Good job.